Kalan, for real, for real. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for being
Yo,
with
for
me.
real. I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So you are EARMILK's latest artist to watch. So
Yeah.
shout out to EARMILK, but I'm so excited to learn more about your music and what you have in the works and who you are as an artist.
Thank
Um, you have been working on your newest single, Popstar, which is dropping next month,
you.
correct?
Uh-huh.
Tell me about it. Tell me about the single.
Man, Popstar is just like it's just like me just revealing how I've been feeling. Like, life's lit. I can't complain. Like, life is so lit. I'm turning into a rapper. Like, I'm getting to live my dream every day. So, it's just like, man, I feel like a pop star. Like, and then it's just redefining like what I feel like is a pop star, like I'm the new pop star. Like, when you're looking at what a pop star should be, I want people to look at me like, and I just want to be a staple. Like, it ain't just always about everybody want to be like the next gangster rapper or the next this and that and stuff like that. Like, nah, like, bro, I'm finna be a star. Like, I'm gonna show y'all get this money, get fresh. You feel me? Do it all the same stuff, You ain't gotta be extra tough or none of that.
Have you adjusted to becoming a rapper, as you said? I mean, does this feel like it's just kind of happened overnight, or have you been working so hard on this? You're like ready. You're ready for the fame, the money, everything.
Nah, I don't think I'm ready for any of it. Like I'm not good at it. I'm not good at being a rapper. But nah, it's just life is changing. I'm not one of those people like you feel me. I'm a believer, but I'm a results type of person. I feel like, if you can want as much as you want, but if you're not putting the work in to get it, then it doesn't really mean anything, you know? So it's just like when it comes, I'm gonna appreciate it. I'm just appreciative of every moment because this could like, ultimately I look at it like this could be as big as I'm gonna get, you know? And
Yeah.
then I still got to do what I wanted to do. So I appreciate it. I didn't have to be this big, It's a lot of people that don't get to get any of the opportunities that I've been like blessed with, you know what I mean? So just being appreciative of anything that I'm gonna get, I'm grateful. I'm gonna be grateful for in the future, you know what I mean?
That's awesome to hear. I mean, you are a staple right now on the West Coast rap scene. I mean, the scene you are on those playlists. I mean, I would be shocked if you weren't on every single LA West Coast rap playlist. I am a fan of West Coast rap. I'm from the West Coast, so I take pride in that. But how much do you think the West Coast rap scene, the LA culture influences your sound?
Extremely because I'm from here.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is like, I'm not giving you like fake stories or nothing like that, or like I'm not telling people about stuff that I did like in other places. Like I'm I'm giving my life story like throughout the music and what I'm doing now, present, past, what I want to do in the future, like manifesting stuff. But it's about here. I'm from here. I'm built off of here. Like you're connected to where you're a product of your environment. Like so, like this is literally my environment. So it would be if I didn't have nothing LA coming out, then it wouldn't be real. You know?
I love that. How do you think your music has evolved, since you have gotten more mainstream and just grown up? How do you think it's evolved for you?
Just my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my life is changing every day. Every day is something different. So every good or bad, every day is something different. It's something new. Um, I would say the people that I'm meeting, that I'm getting to meet, the people that I have the building these relationships with, the producers, just the other artists and stuff like that, just people I'm getting to work with, just meeting a lot of good people, either other people that outside of music that do other things. And it's just like it, I'm like a sponge, you should always be learning, like, so I'm knowing so much stuff and learning about so much stuff that happens behind the scenes and stuff like that. So it's just like, man, like, I got all of this information and it's like, how do I put it out and then relate it to my life? So I just feel like as I'm evolving, the music is growing. Like you're going to get different sounds, like different cadences and stuff, because I'm listening to things different. I'm understanding things differently. Like, I'm still growing as a person.
Yeah.
I'm not like, you never stop growing as a person. The moment you stop growing as a person, you stop living. You know what I mean? I want to live forever as long as I can. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I love that. Let's take it back a little bit. How did you get your stage name? Tell me about your name. Where did that come from?
Oh man, that's really my name.
You're like, there's no stage name. That's my name.
Yeah, that's really my name. It's just being real. You gotta keep it for real. Like, don't play with it. Yeah, so that's my name. But yeah, I mean, I was looking for a gang of names, and then my DJ Bar One, I had like some sorry ass rap names before. I can cuss on here. My bad.
Yeah, you can.
I had some sorry ass rap names like before I came up with Kalan.FrFr. So I'm not gonna get into any of those, but my boy Bar One was just ended up just like we was just like, yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. Like he was just like, yeah, Kalan.FrFr. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just be Kalan.FrFr. And I changed my Instagram to that. He was like, oh shit, you really went with it? Like that's crazy. And then I was like, yeah, change yours. And then he changed his, and then like a gang of my homies changed. I'm like, yeah, y'all change that. Change on Instagram to that. We gonna push that. Like I'm about to make some t-shirts. And I started making t-shirts, and then I was just putting out the music. I start making music as Kalan.FrFr. That's when it all started.
I love that. I love that. It's so easy and simple, but I was just curious. I also saw you performed at Rolling Loud this past year. How was that?
It was amazing. It was like fan and like the crowd interaction is like the most crazy feeling to me.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So it was like I was like one point in the show when like we was waving, we was doing this, and like they was doing it back with me, and then it was like so far back. It was so far back, like I couldn't see the ground. So I'm like, fuck, like I'll like be watching other people's sets and shit like that. Like I've been coming to Rolling Loud for like years. It was just like, that is crazy. Like last year, like the year before, I think I performed at like 12 o'clock. So like early or some shit like that, like right when everybody was getting there, like when nobody really get to see it, you know what I mean? So it's like, it just was it was great. You know, I got the Rolling Loud chains actually right here. Like, that's crazy. Let's see. They gave me a big ass chain and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was like
that's huge.
It was pretty cool, you know. So shout out Rolling Loud.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about performing?
Crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the crowd. And it's just because like I performed for so long and nobody knew who I was. You know, like I used to go open up at like different shows, like at the Novo and the different observatories, just all over like South by Southwest. Like I remember performing like in front of like one person. Or like literally, I did a show at South by Southwest. It was me, these two people I met outside, my homie's a DJ, the promoter for the show, and like 3 random people at a bar or some shit like that. And it was so big in there. It was like a 500 cap space. And yeah, it was in Texas. It was at South by Southwest, and I performed 3 songs. Full songs, and it just was like I just was up there performing. Like it just was what it was. It was whatever it was. So it just was like, all right, you know, yeah, that's that. But I did that for so long. Like I did that for years, like performing in front of crowds and stuff like that, and people just really like looking at you, not knowing the music. And I did that. I went on tour doing that. Like, you know what I mean? But it like now, like, you know, I'm just doing shows. It's totally different now. And it's just like, I'm so appreciative of that. Like, you know what I mean? Cause it's like, I would still do that. I didn't have a problem because I liked performing, you know, and I would walk away with 2 or 3 new fans or 1 new fan, somebody that support me, listen to my music, you know what I mean? But like now, like, it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's an amazing feeling, man. That's my favorite part of performing is like the crowd actually messing with me because it's like I really wanted that, you know.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, it's just crazy to hear how you kind of come full circle with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, not for real.
I saw your interview on No Jumper, which is awesome. But you mentioned that you're an emotional person. And I feel like in your songs, we can kind of hear a lot of your emotion and like you're very vulnerable, but you know, in a very positive way, like,
Yeah.
you know, not overly emotional, but we can hear it. Do you think there's a stigma specifically in hip hop where it's kind of like wrong to be vulnerable or emotional at all? Or do you not even care?
Oh, I don't care. Cause it's like, at the end of the day, like, did you watch the Kanye West documentary?
I did, yes. Yeah.
It was like being vulnerable.
Yeah.
All of his music was vulnerability, and everybody thought it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah. That is true.
And look at Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like, not the greatest example of a guy to be trying to be like, but he's still great. You know what I mean? He's done so much for music that, you know, a lot of people that goes talks about. You know what I mean? But like, being emotional is like, as long as you being yourself, I feel like you can do anything. You should be able to say whatever you want to say in your music, as long as it's true. You can stand on it. You can live with it. Like, you know, as long as you can do it like that, then I don't have a problem with the like nobody's music or what any content of the music is.
That's awesome. No, I think it's a good analogy there that you bring up Kanye's documentary, because I mean, I don't think we ever would have thought Kanye had a hard time breaking into this and wasn't taken seriously. I mean, that's crazy to think now.
Man.
You've had a lot of milestones in your career, and you've been able to accomplish a lot of things. What are you most proud of so far?
What I'm most proud of right now, myself. Because
Yeah.
it took me a long time to be proud of myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, all honestly, like, that's something new. Like, that's something like I'm working on like now, like, is learning to be proud of myself. Like, I get really stuck in the, it's not enough. I haven't done enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so much further that I want to go. I feel like so many people believe in me to be like so much, you know, bigger than this. You know, that everybody always like talks about the future with me. You know what I mean? I'll be stuck in right now, like, I'm trying to survive. Like, you feel me? Because like, I never would have imagined any of this happening to me. Like, you feel me? Like, in a deeper sense, like, it was like, yeah, I always knew this was gonna happen because this is what I wanted to happen, and I knew what I was working towards. But at the same time, it's like, just because I wanted it, it never meant that it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? A lot of people want this, and I think about like all the people that probably want this and work harder or more talented than I am. You know what I mean? And still don't get to have as many milestones or as much success as I'm having. You know what I mean? Or want the type of success that I'm having. You know what I mean? So it just comes into that. But like, really, I think just learning to really be proud of myself is like the thing that I'm proud of, because it's like I've done a lot, like, and I can't say that anything outweighs anything. Like, of course, the most important thing is being able to like take care of me and my mom. Like
Yeah.
that's the most important, like, you know. But you know, and she would say that she wouldn't even want me to say that. Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it was just like, she'll want it to be like something like me doing one of these shows or something like that. That's really like, it's so important, but it's like the least important, because it was like, it's about the stuff that comes with being able to do a show. I'm way more proud of how I got to the show than actually doing the show. You know what I mean? It means way more to me because I've been going through this process.
that's so refreshing to hear, because I feel like when we think of rappers or actors, artists, anything like that, we automatically think they're super confident. They knew this was going to happen. They don't have a care in the world.
Yeah, hell
And it's
no,
refreshing to
confidence
hear
is
that.
gone. Yeah, my confidence is trying to be rebuilt. Like, well, I have none. Like, everything, I second guess everything. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, like, that's it. No, it's like, hey, y'all, you like that? You sure you like it? It's tight. Like, for real, I know like my manager George, like, he be like, bro, don't ask me, is it tight? Like, you like, he be thinking I be playing, like, when I be like, we've been friends for like 7 years, almost 8 years. I still ask the same thing, like, hey bro, you like that? You think that's hard? You feel me? Like, he think I'll still be playing. I'm dead serious. I'll be like, you know, self-conscious about my work, because it's like, music is opinion based. You
Yeah.
know, just because I like it doesn't mean everybody else likes it. You know what I mean? I have my own opinion. I know, like, I don't have the most popular opinion. Like, you know, like who is it to say just because I like it, everybody else gonna like it, you know what I mean? But I try, you know, I'm trying.
Do you feel like it's gotten harder to keep your confidence or find your confidence as you've progressed in your career? I mean, as you've gotten more followers, as you've gotten more streams, more interviews, do you find it to be harder or a little easier?
Yeah, because it's like I feel like it's like both.
Yeah.
It gets easy, like sometimes that's where it gets dangerous because it's like you flirt in the middle of that line. Like it's
Yeah.
a thin line. But it's like, cause sometimes it's be like, all right, yeah, like, man, K, you tripping? Like you already know that shit hard. They fuck with you. Then it's just like, all right, okay, if that shit not hard enough, then you can be in trouble. Like you better ask somebody else, do they like it? Just cause you think it's hard right now. Cause it'd be plenty of times. I know I'm not the best at like I'm not just gonna sit up here and act like just because I have success in music that I know every single thing about music.
Yeah.
That I'm an expert. Cause I'm not an expert. Like I'm just like having fun with this shit. Like, like, I'm just here. You know what I mean? Like I'm enjoying it. And it's like there's stuff that I do seek out to know. Like I'm not no airhead. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's definitely like I pride myself on understanding business and understanding aspects in the why. It's more than the what, you feel me, and the how rather than the what it is, you know. The what is not always important because there's so many components on how you got there. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
can't skip any steps in anything in life. You feel me? Yeah, you want the car to go, but how do you get the car to go?
Yeah.
Feel me? And that starts with the frame. You know what I mean? And there's so many parts. Like I heard somebody say like the like on an apple tree, what's the last thing to grow?
Yeah. The apple. Yeah.
But you have to do so much, and you know how long it takes for a tree to grow big?
That's true. That's true.
You feel me? So it was like, but you get what you want in the end. So you got to go through all of these rains, all of these seasons, people, everything happening, all of this. You feel me? You have to deal with all of that before you actually get exactly what you want from what you got. And it's like, are you willing to deal with that? You know what I mean? So
That's so true. On top of all that and everything that you're doing right now, you are also very active in your community. Specifically, I feel like you give back in a lot of ways, but you're an advocate for children and adults with disabilities.
yeah.
Why is that so important to you?
Oh man, I took a class on that in college, and I just fell in love, like more in love with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got family and friends, you know, that suffer of the disability. You know, been told that I have disabilities before, like you feel me? So I understand. And then there's just like a lot of people have disabilities and they have no clue
Yeah.
because society tries to denormalize it in the
Yeah.
sense of like and try to just put other things on, especially like in the community that I grew up in. Like you may have a disability in school, they put you in like they say you have behavioral issues.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Just like you just because you might not be all the way on the spectrum, just even if you flirt with the line, they'll claim that you have behavioral issues and stuff like that. Just me growing as a person, I just always been into it. And it was just like I've always cared about just that. I've always cared about that. I've always cared about them having like I always cared about it being fair, you know? And we should all be fair to each other. And if there's any way that I can help to make somebody else's, you know, life fair, or anything that I can do just to give anybody a fair chance or a fair opportunity, I'll be more than willing to because I've had so many chances and opportunities, you know, and you know, you get one, give one, you know what I mean? So as many as I feel blessed every day I get to wake up. So every day I can try to do something, you know, and I know that I'm not, that like sounds like fairy tale, like, but like every day, like, you know, not even if it's every day, but when I can just make sure I try to do something. You know, whether it's the littlest things like holding the door for somebody, just ask somebody how they doing, like you feel me? Speaking, like that could be the littlest thing. Might you feel me? It'd be people, might be a homeless person on the street, ain't talked to nobody in days. Nobody ain't said nothing nice to him. You know what I mean? Or her. How you doing? You all right? You good? You want some water? Anything like that, it goes so far. You never know what you could be doing for somebody. So that's just I fell in with that. And just people, my mom was a social worker. So like I've seen so much. Yeah, like my whole life I didn't seen so much in that aspect. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's so inspiring. That's so nice to hear. I feel like that's such a refreshing outlook. Most people don't have that outlook. So that's something special.
Oh, good look. I appreciate it.
I know we're coming up on time, but I have one more question for you. And it's kind of getting back to your music a little bit, but I know we talked about Popstar a little bit. What else is on the horizon for you for this year?
Oh man, just I can't wait to drop. I feel
Yeah.
like I sit on music for so long, and you know, it's all for like good reasons, but I'm so excited to drop.
Oh,
I'm
we're
so excited to
excited.
drop. So whatever, like when we get ready to like announce the project, I can't wait for that. Like I'm full fledged go mode. Yeah, like I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So just big project on the way, and then just whatever happens, I just want it to be. I just want to do better than I did last time. You know, that's all. Just get better. As long as it does better than the last one, then I'm satisfied. You know what I mean? Not satisfied because I do want so much more, but like that's good. That's good enough for me. That's surface level. That's cool. I did what I was supposed to do. If it gets better, as long as I'm not going backwards, like you know, then I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm so excited for new music from you. I'm excited to hear about the project. Whenever
Yeah.
we can hear about that, I'm excited to see what else you do in the community. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.